Ever found yourself in a situation where you struggled to say no even when you really wanted to? It's a scenario that's all too familiar for most of us. The struggle to decline a request, to set boundaries, or to simply stand up for what we truly want, can be a real challenge. Why is it so hard to utter that tiny two-letter word? Some of us are afraid of conflict, others dread the disappointment that might cloud the faces of those we care about. Some might fear the label of being selfish, while others are simply people-pleasers by nature. But no matter the reasons, it's essential to remember that it's okay to say no. It's okay to prioritize your needs, your time, and your comfort. It's a common struggle, but there are ways to say no without feeling guilty. One key aspect to saying no without guilt is understanding the importance of setting boundaries. The concept of personal boundaries may feel a bit abstract, but think of it as an invisible fence around your mental and emotional well-being. It's your personal space, not just physically but also emotionally and mentally. Personal boundaries are not walls to keep others out, but rather guidelines for how we want to be treated. They define what we find acceptable and unacceptable from others. They are the lines that you draw in the sand that signal to others, and to yourself, where your limits are. Why are these boundaries crucial, you might ask? Well, they're key for maintaining mental health and fostering healthy relationships. They guard your self-esteem and your sense of identity. They help you make decisions based on what is best for you, rather than what you think others want or expect from you. Without clear boundaries, we risk becoming overextended, resentful, or even losing our sense of self. We might find ourselves constantly stressed, feeling like we're being pulled in 100 different directions at once. Now, when it comes to relationships, boundaries are equally important. They ensure mutual respect and understanding. They create a balance of give and take, making sure no one feels taken advantage of. When each person knows and respects the other's boundaries, relationships can thrive. But setting boundaries isn't just about saying no to others, it's also about saying yes to your own needs, your own well-being, and your own value as a person. It's about giving yourself permission to put your needs first, to take care of yourself, and to not feel guilty about it. Remember, it's okay to protect your time, your energy, and your emotional space. It's okay to say no to something that infringes on your boundaries, even if it's difficult. In fact, it's more than okay, it's necessary. When you understand that your boundaries are important, it becomes easier to say no when they are being crossed. Embrace this understanding, and you'll find that saying no can become a powerful tool for protecting your well-being. Now that we've discussed the importance of boundaries, let's delve into some strategies for saying no. Firstly, be direct. There's no need to embellish your no with a plethora of excuses. A simple, straightforward no, or "I can't commit to this," is often enough. Remember, you don't owe anyone a detailed explanation for your inability to accommodate their request. Be clear, be concise, and above all, be assertive. Next, consider offering an alternative. If you feel uncomfortable with a flat-out no, try suggesting a different option. For instance, if a colleague asks you to take on an extra project and you're already swamped, you might say, "I'm unable to handle another project at the moment, but I can help you find someone who can." This way, you're not entirely rejecting the request but redirecting it in a manner that works for you. Another strategy is to buy yourself time. You don't always have to respond immediately. If you're unsure or feel pressured, it's perfectly acceptable to say, "Let me think about it and get back to you." This gives you time to consider your options and make a decision that respects your boundaries. Finally, practice makes perfect. The more you say no, the easier it becomes. Start with small, low-stakes situations and gradually work your way up. You might be surprised at how liberating it feels to prioritize your needs and take control of your time. Just remember, it's okay to say no. In fact, it's necessary. By saying no to things that don't serve you, you're saying yes to your well-being and personal growth. You're setting a precedent for how others should respect your time and energy. So, be direct, offer alternatives, buy time if needed, and practice. These strategies can help you say no more effectively and without guilt. Remember, every time you say no, you're saying yes to something else, something that truly matters to you. These strategies can help you say no more effectively and without guilt. Body language also plays a significant role in how our no is perceived. It's a powerful tool in our communication arsenal, often speaking louder than words. When we say no, our body language can reinforce our message, making it clear and unambiguous. Imagine for a moment you're saying no to someone while slouched, avoiding eye contact and fidgeting. This sends a mixed message. The person you're speaking with might think you're uncertain or uncomfortable, which could lead them to push harder for a yes. Now contrast that with a scenario where you're standing tall, maintaining eye contact, and remaining calm and relaxed. This body language exudes confidence and certainty, reinforcing your no, and making it less likely that the other person will question your decision. But remember, there's a fine line between confidence and aggression. We want to avoid crossing into confrontational territory. There's a difference between standing firm and standing over someone. It's vital to keep our body language open and non-threatening. For instance, crossed arms can appear defensive or closed off. Instead, try keeping your arms relaxed at your sides. This posture communicates openness and sincerity. Similarly, maintaining eye contact is essential, but it doesn't mean staring the person down. It's about showing respect and engagement. Also, remember to control your facial expressions. A friendly, relaxed expression can help diffuse any potential tension. A smile, however, doesn't mean you're happy about saying no. It simply means you're approachable and open to further conversation if necessary. Your voice, too, is an aspect of body language. A steady, calm voice can convey your message effectively without sounding rude or confrontational. In essence, confident, relaxed body language can help you convey a firm no without appearing confrontational or rude. It's about respect for your personal boundaries, and the feelings of the person you're communicating with. By mastering your body language, you can say no in a way that respects both your boundaries and the other person's feelings. Scene script. Even with these strategies, you might still feel a twinge of guilt after saying no. That's normal. Guilt. It's that nagging feeling that creeps up, whispering in your ear that you've done something wrong. It can be particularly potent after you've stood your ground and said no. But remember, guilt is a common emotion, and it doesn't necessarily mean you've done anything wrong. It's more about your perception and less about reality. So how do we deal with this guilt? Firstly, by acknowledging it. It's okay to feel guilty. It doesn't make you a bad person. It simply means you care about the feelings of others. But it's important not to let this guilt control you. After all, your needs matter too. One of the most effective ways to handle post-no guilt is through self-affirmation. Remind yourself of your worth. Tell yourself, I have the right to say no. My time, my energy, my resources, they are mine to manage. Self-affirmation is not about convincing yourself you're better than others. It's about validating your own needs and acknowledging your own value. Another way to navigate post-no guilt is to remember the importance of personal boundaries. Boundaries are not walls meant to keep others out. They are guidelines that help us maintain our mental and emotional health. Every time you feel guilty after saying no, remind yourself of the reasons why you said it in the first place. Was it to protect your time, your energy, your peace of mind? These are all valid reasons, and they matter. Guilt can be a tough emotion to grapple with, but it's not insurmountable. By acknowledging your feelings, affirming your worth, and remembering your boundaries, you can start to manage and even overcome this guilt. Remember, saying no is not a rejection of the person, but a choice to prioritize your own needs. It's part of self-care and self-respect, and while it may be uncomfortable at first, it's a skill worth mastering. With practice, saying no will become easier and less guilt-inducing. Saying no can be difficult, but it's a crucial skill for maintaining your personal boundaries. In this journey, we've explored why it's so challenging to utter that tiny two-letter word and how it's intrinsically tied to our respect for personal boundaries. We've delved into various strategies that can empower you to say no with grace and poise. Remember, it's not just about the words. Your body language plays a significant role in conveying your message. A firm stance, steady gaze, and confident voice can all add weight to your no. Finally, we touched upon that lingering sense of guilt that often follows a no. It's a common emotion, but one that needs to be managed. It's essential to understand that saying no is not a mark of rudeness or selfishness. It's a sign of self-respect. Remember, saying no doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you a person who respects their own boundaries and values their own time.